Well, hello, all my model car building buddies. This is Glenn's Models. I'm Glenn, and it's after dark. Do you know where your Glenn is? I know where mine is. Let me see now. Don't forget, my buddies up here, spotlight. See him? Right there. Let me turn on this flashlight. Yep. Y'all, go there, check them out, and have a good walk around the place, and meet them, everything. Really nice people. Excellent catalog there of cool models. They also got a lot of accessories, decals and stuff, and they got sprue cutters in that I think is awesome because I've been needing a pair. Alrighty, let's get on with the show. Move this down. Oh, see this? My neighbor had this huge black flat screen TV, and it wasn't attached to the wall as good as he thought it was. And it fell and busted, and he let me have it because he's going to throw it away. I took it apart and got this huge sheet of, I guess you call it opaque. Here's a piece of it. It's like this. It's about that thick. Cuts real easy. And, whoops. Yeah, I'm messing around. I had enough of it. I used it to make the interior walls in the service station, Munster's Towing and Performance. I used it to make the walls, and the leftovers covered my desk thing here. That way, stuff slides around on it. Check this out. Woo! It didn't used to slide around on that old wooden top. So let's move on to truck. Let me get this set right. Yeah, there's truck. You can see I've been doing some work on it, of course. The wing is just tacked on there, but I wanted to show, excuse me, burping again. I wanted to show y'all how cool it was. It was looking with that up there, and the wing sets it off. I like it. And I got the motor poked up through the cover there, and I moved the wheel wells back just a little bit so they lined up better with those wheel humps in the cover. And I got some stuff to show you about all that, if you don't mind. The motor, first I want to tell you about the motor. This is that Mongoose kit, Atlantis Tom McEwen Mongoose. Look at that motor. It is really nice, and all this hoses and stuff came with it. Wasn't too much of a chore to install. They was a little finicky, but a little wrestling, and I got them. Oh, and I got a Amber Alert out for Fing. I don't know where he is. He's supposed to be here. He's either took off or he might have kidnapped. I don't know. But I was looking all over the place for him, and I can't find him. I miss him. You know, he was a nice addition to the show. Okay, there's the chassis. Now I want to tell you about the body. Okay, if you don't mind. Once again, this side, as you can see, I've already sanded a bunch, and I put this super thin coat of primer on it, so just so you could see it better. Okay. You know how to move the wheel wells. Everybody knows this one already. You take your razor saw, and you cut up here, and you cut up here. And then you cut a little slice out of the back, move the wheel well back, and then glue it back on. But, okay, when I cut it here and here with the saw, and then I come across here with a knife. I made a couple of 3 passes, maybe 4 passes, and then bent it down and back, and it just, snaps right off. But like I showed you before, I think a couple episodes ago, when you cut plastic, it cuts through it. I gotta cut the light off is what I gotta do. Yeah, here we go. It cuts through it, but it pushes it up on either side of the cut. See that? And I could have sanded that off or trimmed it off before I glued it on, but I wanted to leave it there because super glue does not like to go across a sharp edge. You know, when it goes sharp like that, it go up to it, and unless you push it over, it's just going to sit on that sharp edge. It won't go over. And This makes a nice sharp edge, but it's up just a little higher than the here. So I put this in place, drop a super glue in this corner, the bottom corner in here, and held it till it dried. Turned it over, and then totally filled it up. Totally filled it up with super glue. From the back, it went down in, and it did not go past. So this right now is filled all the way up to the top. All I got to do is sand this little bit across here, and that took care of. Just like this side. This side needs a little spot putty, but mutagen works for spot putty just as well as it works for filling putty. You might have to thin it down more with more resin. Now this, I took a piece of plastic and taped it over this hole. You know, had it down pretty strong. The reason I use plastic is because it would pull off of here at the right time. You know, before it set all the way. This stuff will stick. It'll glue 2 days together. But before you put this in, you got to bevel all the way around your opening on the inside and outside so the mutagen can grab a hold. It'll latch on around that corner there. Hey, like that cool graphics, huh? And it'll hold in there better, okay? And then after it, you get it out, you sand it. On the inside, I made a big sloppy mess. I'm making a big sloppy mess of showing you. I made this. Will that help? Let me put the light on. A little bit. I made a big sloppy mess sparing the Bondo in here. You can fill it from the back. That way you don't have to do all this sanding out here. See the body line? This body line? All that stuff. You don't want to sand by those. You know? So, put it on the inside. And then before it was all the way hard, I took my fingernail and scraped most of the extra off, because till it hardens all the way, it'll pop right loose. And once it's sanded, I went back around it with super glue and let it bond into it all the way around. That'll keep it from cracking loose later. Just an extra precaution. Whew, that was a bunch of words all in a row without too much stuttering. I think it's coming along pretty good. The wing is just tacked on, like I said, it'll pop off. Paint is coming up soon. As soon as I can get a few more little details locked down. And there's the truck. Super truck. I'm telling you what, man. I almost pushed the stop button. That would have been horrendous. I was reaching for the go whirly-jigger button, and I almost hit the stop recording button. It's late. Let me see what time it is. Yeah, it's 10:30 Saturday night. I'm competing with Saturday Night Live right now, but I'm not loading this until in the morning. Y'all will get this Sunday morning, so you can have some coffee and some eggs, perhaps waffles. Waffles are recommended. Or pancakes while you watch this. And I still got to drill some holes, open up to let the smoke out back there. Okay, well, I'm going to be done showing you this right now and set it over here and bring you up to date on this feller. I still haven't got a name for it. One guy suggested surf cherry, like cherry pie, but I don't know. I got this all rounded out. I got my sharp line running down through here and my body curve in. And the back is filled in. Oh, yeah, look inside here. See all the writing and stuff? This piece I filled the back, I coated over the back with, is the roof of a car, an old model body. I used it because it had that dome to it, you know, in this direction. So it's not a straight flat panel. Like I said, you know, you want to stay away from super flat panels. They look cheap. Okay, and this is coming along. You know, once I get it, I don't even have, this is all I got, this piece right here. I'm going to have to scratch make the interior. And that's going to be fun because that'll be a total custom thing. And I got to scratch build a chassis frame and rear suspension and front suspension, which, you know, I'll have to notch this to let the axles out. But it's a good start. It's a good start. I'll probably let this primer dry for a while I build the chassis and maybe try to get a interior bucket made for it. And then save the last of the bodywork for last. Okay, now for the big guy. Hang on, bringing it out. Had to move the jigger. This is a big deal right here. I'm going to take the camera up and move around a little bit. Oh, look at Munsters Go Home poster right there. That is way cool. And let me see. What have I got? I got interior walls. There's the bathrooms. I ain't building a bathroom. I might come back later and build bathroom in there, but there's the walls. I want to show you the wallpaper, though. See the wallpaper in there? That looks so cool. I don't know if I can show you the front. Okay, it goes around. I got that same wallpaper I'm gonna cover. I'm gonna cover the bathroom, the outside of the bathroom walls. And then there's the divider wall. And this is inside of the thing. I just got some more dirtying up to do. But all of this bathroom and this in the back wall and the side wall is made out of that TV lens. I guess you call it lens. It was in front of the LEDs in the back and behind the two plates of glass that are pressed together with magic in between that makes the picture. Yeah. How's it looking though, man? Wait. I got it all glued together and stuff. And it took a while to make all these walls. It was just kind of like doing construction work. Like that. I gotta go inside there where that white is and do something with it. Yep. And this door in between here, I'm still working on that to make a door there. Alrighty. Well, this is the service station, Munsters Towing and Performance, and I still got a name coming to go up here, which will look really cool. Right now, it looks abandoned and haunted, does it not? Looks totally abandoned and haunted. Okay, I love this thing, man. This is going to be so cool. I have got so many ideas and so many doohickeys to invade it with. Now, where am I? Oh, I got to put this stuff back in there or I will lose it. Okay. Now, what comes up is whirly-jigger. And you'll notice over here, I got these guys out. I'm just going to put them up here for a little while. Where am I at on time? Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm going to put these guys up here because they're inspiration. I'm fixing to add, yeah, I know, everything is done backwards here. Because I'm fixing to add this guy to the stable. This is such a beautiful truck, man. Like Donnie said, it's so ugly, it's cool. I got the grill stripped and the bumpers stripped, all the chrome off of them. I'm going to paint the bumper white or aluminum, I'm not sure. I like the red and white. I may go with the red and white like that. It looks pretty good. But anyway, that's why I got these guys out for inspiration on building that, because it's going to be just like this. A cool 55 gasser and then 60. I guess that's a 60 with the altered wheelbase gasser. Yep. Let me see. I got something. Hang on a minute. I got to pause for a minute. It's like magic. I'm telling you, man. Y'all, give me a name for this guy, would you please? I racked my brain. It's Pie Wagon and Surf Woody. I don't want to call it Woody, Pie Woody, or maybe, I don't know. Y'all come up with something clever for it. It don't even have to have those names in it. It could be like Futurion or something, some crazy stuff. And the truck, there's no name on it either. And I don't know, I have some decal names that I might find to fit it. I really like this truck. I do. And the custom. That's two completely different things. See, Glenn don't just build gassers like you would think. No, he likes to build customs, and I don't know what you call that, but I love it. That's what I do, is I like to make things once. And that brings up the subject as far as my micro detailing goes. I'll still put the spark plug wires on, and if it shows up a lot, fuel lines. But that's as far as I'm going to go from now on, man. Because I'm getting too old to get down into the tiny details, and I'm pretty tired of doing them. I've done spark plug wires and fuel lines hundreds of times in the past, and I like doing something once for the first time to see if I can do it. Once I know I can do it, it's more like work, to keep repeating it. I've never built anything like this, and I've never built anything like that back there, so I'm having a good time with those. I don't know if that made any sense or not, but I told you about it. So let me tell you about something that happened to me when I was only 18. This feller, my best friend that I used to run with all the time, his stepdad wanted to hire us to go pull a motorhome from the next town over back to his house, and he said he'd pay us good. Excuse me. And he had a Bronco, old little Ford Bronco, and he said, y'all take this and go over to this address and pull this Winnebago back for us. And I thought, okay, Bronco pulling the Winnebago. I'm on board. And so we, like I said, do something for the first time. And we went to the Winnebago, was like 30 miles away. And we got there, backed up to the front of it, did all the, making sure the tires were up and the brakes worked and all that. It didn't run. We had to pull it. And then we found out the bad part. There was only like a 6-foot chain. Once he hooked it to the frame on the Bronco and wrapped it around the bumper of the motorhome, there was like between 4 and 5 foot between the front of the Winnebago and the back of the Bronco. Okay, and y'all know how short little Bronco is, okay? I was in the Winnebago and my buddy was pulling with the Bronco, and he pulls out onto this 4-lane highway, dragging me, and all I could see, I was standing up. I didn't even use the seat. I was standing up right beside it. I had one foot hovering over the brake pedal, ready for an emergency stop, and the other leg was holding me up, standing up, and I latched onto the steering wheel, peering down the front. I had to peer down the front of it to even see the front of the Bronco. It was so close I could barely see it. And I told my buddy, I said, now when you want to stop, you put your arm up, and I'll bring us to a stop. When you're pulling somebody, the guy in the back always does the brakes. So here we are, and I don't know what got into him, but we're doing like 50 mile an hour. 4-lane highway, it was divided highway, but still doing like 50 down through there. And I could barely see him, standing on one leg, hovering over the brake pedal, sweating, holding on to the steering wheel. And we went like 30 miles like that. And fortunately on the highway we didn't have to slow down and stop, but when we got to where it was, he's waving his hand and I could barely see his hand, so I went ahead and brought us to a stop. And I went around and told him, I said, dude, I cannot see you when you're waving to say stop. So you're going to have to do something. And there was a mop. There was a mop in the motorhome, and I give him that. And so when he wanted to stop, he'd stick the mop out the window, hold it way up in the air and wave it. And I would bring us to a stop. It was fun. No, it wasn't. And then the guy didn't pay us. Got totally stiffed. Risked my life, risked the Bronco, risked my buddy's life. Oh well, lessons learned. That's life lessons there. Okay, well, I gotta go. Cause it's getting on in time. And if you don't mind, give me a subscribe. If you like it, subscribe and hit that black bell so you get all of the different notifications, and let me see, what else was there? Give me a like if you can. I know you can. Maybe give me a like, a subscribe, and comment. Oh man, I love the comments, man. You gotta keep commenting because I love them. And share it with your buddies. Oh, and I forgot, the shop cards. Y'all keep sending me Gmails for shop cards. I'm saving them. I don't have any stamps or envelopes. I was smart enough to get the cards, but I wasn't smart enough to get the envelopes and stamps. So it's going to be the 3rd of next month before I mail them out. But I'll be mailing out a stack of them. Okay? Y'all, I love you. And sorry about the delay on the shop cards. It's my bad. And if y'all don't mind, subscribe. And I will see y'all later. Bye. And don't forget,